Bushcraft 101, page 56. Tomahawks. Many of our forefathers carried the belt axe or hatchet as an everyday item. Many also carried the tomahawk in lieu of a hatchet. A tomahawk differs from a belt axe mainly in that its handle can be easily removed, making it a hand tool that can be used for other tasks as well as chopping. The handle of a true tomahawk is generally thin and straight, as compared to the axe or hatchet handles, which have a slight curve. Both handles are made of good hardwood, such as hickory, but the tomahawk handle is held in place largely by pressure. The handle is tapered and threaded through the head from the top. The tapering keeps the handle from going completely through the head eye of the tomahawk. But because it is not fastened into place, it can be easily removed or replaced if desired or if broken. While the romantic stories about tomahawk fights along the frontier may be true, this was not the initial purpose of that tool. The tomahawk was an early multi-tool and could be used for processing smaller firewood around camp, with the head removed from the handle. It makes an excellent scraping and skinning tool and can also be used as a wedge for splitting logs. For these reasons, the tomahawk is better to carry than a small belt axe. If the purpose of your journey is working a trap line or processing skins. Belt axes, hatchets. Belt axes, also known as crafting axes or hatchets, have been a staple from the early days along the American frontier. Even every Boy Scout had a hatchet within his kit. Belt axes come in many patterns, and hatchets do as well. The main criteria for any of these are similar to a knife. You want the head to be a high carbon steel and hand forged if possible. Always choose a wooden handle so that emergency replacement is possible while afield. Beyond these recommendations, sight, weight, and shape are matters of personal. Page 57. Preference. Any axe or hatchet with a handle length of less than 16 inches and a head of less than 2 pounds can be hung on the belt or attached to the body without becoming overly cumbersome. Choosing a larger axe. Axes are also available in many patterns, as well as weights and handle lengths. The decision to carry an axe large enough that you must attach it to a pack or frame must be justified by the type of work to be done around the camp and on the trail. An axe with a handle length that spans from your armpit to your palm is a good felling axe. You only need this size if it's necessary to fell larger diameter trees. Large trees for purposes of this book include timbers large enough to be considered structural or 8 inches in diameter and larger. For smaller tasks than these, an axe somewhere in between the size of a felling axe or belt axe will work nicely and will be very useful for other camp tasks. The hunter's variety of axe with handles from 15 to 18 inches is about the best compromise for an all-around axe. As for the brands or types of axes that suit the woodsman best, the Swedish axe makers are the best. I have never had a Swedish axe Wetterlings brand or Gransfors Brook fail me in the field. Grinds. When selecting an axe, the blade grind depends on its intended use. A more convex grind will be a great splitter for dry wood, but it may not penetrate damp or frozen wood as well and will demand more of your energy. A convex grind is not good for finer tasks, such as pointing stakes and uprights or cutting notches into logs. A more Scandinavian Scandi type of grind is a good all-around grind, both for splitting firewood and for construction. Most of these Swedish type axes have a slight secondary level on the face of the bit to create the actual cutting edge.